All right. And we're recording. We're live. We are live.
Yay!
You.
Where is it?
Feels good to be back.
Uh I know, but I'm trying to find the video and this is what I hate about this, laptops. Ugh. Am
This is
I
a professional
right?
setting, everyone. Don't worry.
Nigga?
Oh yeah, no, for
Hello,
sure.
Hello?
hello, what's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfuckers. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With Missy
Just let me finish my thought before you fucking interrupt me. Wrong room to ask questions.
Welcome to the party, pal!
and Mike Markadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hey!
All right. And we are live. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast, your favorite podcast where you come to watch and listen to people talk, debate, and argue over stuff that they have no idea about. Or sometimes we do, or we think we do, but it doesn't matter. I am Nary Signs.
We
With
think
me
we
as
do.
usual is Steph Mayor Sr. And she is back in the land down under. She's back in Australia, guys.
Yeah.
She left. She was here, then she gone. She left.
Yeah, and of course, because of the complications of,
And
everything, Omicron and stuff like that, all that stuff of what we weren't and weren't allowed to do. As much as I was in Miami for like 3 months, I got to see Nary once. That's the entire time.
yeah. Well, it's that in my work schedule. My
Yeah,
work
no,
schedule
100%.
is
We were 100% ships in the night. Oh, he's gone again.
Oh,
So we're also here with Martika.
hi. Yes. If you don't know the exciting news, I'm moving back to the 305.
Serious?
You haven't seen the post?
Girl, no. I've been me and social media. I'm completely off of everyone's timeline again now that I'm back.
Well, FYI, I got a
Mhm.
job in a radio station in Miami. I'm going to be the music director of
What?
Hits 97.3, and I'll be on air from 2 p.m. to 7. Yes. The
That
rhythm
is-
of Miami.
Holy shit. Like, I know
That's
anyone who's
big.
listening to this that's not from Miami doesn't know what those numbers mean, but like I grew up with
Yeah.
that being one of my settings.
Yes. So I'll be on the air there. Now the format that you and I are used to listening to, which is like easy. It's now easy 93.1. So we used to. So for anybody who's listening in, Hits 97.3 used to be like the Delilah station.
Bro, I love that woman's voice, but I'm still convinced that there's closets in her basement. Like not closets, skeletons in her closet, bodies in her basement.
I mean, it's
I'm not
her
done with my
story.
tea.
Her story is really sad. You know that her son committed suicide.
No. Oh, now I feel bad for that joke.
Yeah. So when you said that, I'm like,
Joke.
yeah. I mean, her life, but
She's actually really nice.
supposedly, allegedly. He's
Yeah.
back. Espérate, Neri. No me escucha.
We'll see if he is.
Okay. So yeah. So I'm
Yes.
going back
But
to
that woman's voice used to be so freaking soothing.
It still is. She still has her show, and it's syndicated. Yes.
She's big.
Delilah.
Delilah. She has like 27 children. Yeah.
Well, one of them committed suicide.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's 26. There's 26 left. So I mean,
Okay.
it is what it is.
Neri.
We just were
What? She
less
has a
than
lot of
5
kids.
minutes
She
in.
has a lot of.
Less than 5 minutes
lot of-
in.
Hey, she has a lot of children. I
Does she?
stated
Let me
with
check.
facts. I didn't say anything. I didn't give zero opinion. I said that she has one less than she used to have. So
Okay, I'm gonna
That's-
look this
I'm gonna
up.
cry.
Hold on. She only has 2.
No, she has more. She had she had she
Oh, she
adopted
is
a
a mother.
bunch, and then
Oh, yeah. She's a
she
mother 15.
15.
11 of
Wow.
whom, yeah, she does. Holy but Jesus, he knows his shit. Yeah, she's a mother
Damn.
15, 11 of whom were adopted. So 6
Mhm.
are hers. No, 5
Right.
are wait, no, 4 are hers. My math is all
No.
wrong. I just woke up from a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 minus 11 is 4.
Mm-hmm.
2 of her children have died. One died from sickle cell anemia, and then the other, her biological son, died by suicide, and he was only 18 years old.
This is
Yeah.
fucking tragic, guys. We're like, we just got in.
Well, this
We
is
just-
right on. It's right
we
on
just got
brand.
into it.
It's. I gotta be honest with you. It's right on
I know,
brand for
honestly, it's
Delilah.
because I made a stupid joke, and then like Martika brought up the real shit, and I was like, oh, I feel bad now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really
Fuck.
listen to Delilah to be like, oh my god, it's amazing and sunshine and rainbows. Like, no, I listen to the Delilah one. It's like shit's going wrong, man. Shit's going
Yeah, like
wrong.
you wanna you literally
She
just wanna
gets
cut
it.
your veins.
Yeah.
You literally
Or
wanna
you-
cut your veins.
You see?
I
See?
mean,
Oh, but she doesn't get the oh my
No,
It's
she
so
saw my
bad.
face.
Sure.
My face.
no,
was just
no,
like,
no. It's still bad. It's still bad. Then
Sure.
shh.
Martika makes a
Anyways.
suicide joke. Oh, it's all lovely and fine. Neri makes just a mathematical fact. She has one less child than she used to. And it's, oh my God, how dare you? Melly's in the comments saying hi. Yes, did we talk about, because I again, technical difficulties, and if I disappear again, I apologize. I'm on a ship, people. I'm in the middle of the ocean, so bear with us or with me. But did we talk about the amazing personal news that Martika has announced?
yes, that's when you fell
yesterday?
off. But yeah,
That's
Martika
when you
just
fell
shared
off the
with us.
wagon. Because Steph didn't
That's
know.
when I
I was
fell
like, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So exciting.
She doesn't check her Instagram or social media really.
But we're like,
That's
but her and
exactly
I
right.
are active on TikTok, and like we interact. So,
Yep.
but I didn't post
Yeah.
it up on TikTok though.
That's why I didn't see it. There you go.
There you
I
go.
know all about your opinions
Yeah.
about Bad Bunny and everyone else.
But you see
Oh
how
my
my
God,
followers.
hey.
Mm.
I was gonna say, speaking of which, somebody in Martika's circle of Jajas announced their retirement.
Yeah, Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee.
Well, it's not
And
just
he's
Daddy
like
Yankee.
an OG. He's an OG.
I know that
like
makes me
he's
feel
like,
old as fuck though. Like the fact that
yeah,
he's
Daddy
deciding to
Yankee's
stop.
been around for a million years.
His
Right? Like he was around before reggaeton was a thing, correct? Am I correct in that?
32 years of carrera of his career. 32 years. So
Yo.
let's do the math. We're in 2022.
We suck at that. We know this
minus
already.
32.
We can't even do 15 minus 4.
1990.
Are you out of your mind? Are you we literally
like-
can't do 15 minus 11.
He started around 1990. Like, yeah, he was around, but like being part of like at least the local scenes, like constant day out. I would say like what was like it was the 2000s around there, right?
No,
Where
I'd say
he was really already.
98, he was already, when I was in high school, he
98,
was
okay.
already popping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
98.
his first popping song was when he released his album in 2003, que se llama Barrio Fino. That's where Gasolina, na-na-na-na, gasolina. Like, okay, the reason why I don't sing the original version is because I have the one that my ex-boss wrote, because he wrote a spoof about La Gasolina. So
Everyone,
no,
so
because
many
it's
people
now
make
gas
spoofs
is
of that
super
freaking
high.
song.
Yeah, because now since gas is super high, we made a spoof at Maximo about La Gasolina. So now the song that's in my head is no longer the real version. It's the fucking que disparó la gasolina, que cara la gasolina. And me
Well,
being,
it's kind of like how most
I gotta
Weird
be
Al
honest with you.
Yankovic covers always take place of the old song in my head.
so same.
I don't even know how the real Gasolina goes anymore.
Do we do
Dame la Gasolina is the only thing I remember. Dame la Gasolina.
Hold on,
That's
let
the
me-
only
without
line that I would-
copyright? So
I don't
let's
know-
do like
I don't know
30
where-
seconds.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if we can play it.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We
But
can't.
that
We can't
sounds
more than
exactly
this.
like
We
the
can't any more
spoof.
than that.
That sounds exact. But
Súbele más para que mi gata prenda los motores. Súbele más para que mi gata prenda los motores. Súbele más para que mi gata prenda los motores. Que le vamos a meter duro.
Bro, I don't care how
If
alt
we had
or
any
like I'm
white
either in alt
listeners.
mode. If I'm either in alt mode or like super buttoned up mom mode, I don't give a fuck like what's happening. The moment like that kind of sound comes up, but I just like, okay, wait, hold up, reverting. I'm reverting. I'm going back.
I've literally played music from the 90s and 2000s while my wife is doing something, like not paying attention to me, and I'll literally just whatever she's doing, I'll just see her shoulders just start bopping and just I mean, like, she's not even paying attention to me. She's not even like, she's off in her own world. There's been times where I've done it where she's reading, and she'll just be like, and she'll be reading a book, and then just it's instinctual. It's instinctual. But if we had any white listeners, they're gone. They're gone. Once that song came on, everybody's like,
no,
no,
I mean, listen, people know
we're
who
outta
Daddy
here.
Yankee is. People know
Yeah.
he, you know, it's not like, and they know Despacito with
They know
Justin
that.
Bieber. They definitely
They
know
know
that.
that.
Yeah,
Like, I can say
they
from
know
experience
that,
that
but
here in Australia, they'll reference Despacito to me. They won't Daddy Yankee, none of them know. But like Pitbull, they have that as a reference.
Mhm.
So like there's certain
When I
artists that
was-
is like they'll be like, oh, like this person's from there. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah.
the summer that Despacito was super popping, I was on a cruise, working on a cruise ship that just happened to have a full ship charter for a salsa cruise. It was a salsa, like it was an organization that they take over and they paid for the entire cruise, and it's their people that book whatever, they're fans of them, whatever. So it's a salsa cruise, and one of the crew members, American, which is already rare, he was like, "How many times? What's the over under of how many times Despacito will be played this week?" And I said 0. And he was like, "You're out of your mind." And I was like, "That song is not salsa. It's
Yeah,
just because
for
it's
one.
Spanish doesn't mean it's not salsa." Like they literally had Oscar de Leon on the cruise. They had like these people on. I'm like, this
shit.
is not the same type of music. It's not the same genre. And he was shook. He was shook. And 5 days into the cruise, he was like, "Fuck, I haven't heard it once." I'm like, "And you won't. It's not salsa. Like that's not a
It's
thing."
not. No.
Like
It's
it's
a-
not like so American English speaking Americans only think like all Spanish music is all the same, and I can understand. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I would, you tell me, you show me a popular K-pop song, and I'm like, I'm sure that's the same as any other song. in
K-pop
Korean. Like I don't fucking know Korean.
Like
so
I would, yeah, I
can't be
wouldn't
like,
know.
can't
I wouldn't know the
distinguish the difference.
subgenres within it. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That
So,
was-
but I'm like, but I had to educate. I was like, no, it's not gonna happen.
It's
not
not at
Mhm.
all. Like salsa is like a completely different beat than reggaeton. You don't even dance it the same. Like there's
Yeah,
actually
salsa's classy, and then reggaeton is, you know.
well, you can listen, you
know.
can sexy up
you can
LA
really,
I'm just
you
trying
can
to-
really ratchet up salsa though. Like,
yes, you can. LA salsa?
No, that's called merengue. That's called
No,
merengue.
no.
When you add when you have salsa and then you add ratchet, then you got merengue, and then that's
No,
what you
and
got.
even
There's-
bachata. Even
Can
bachata.
we
oh,
just say
bachata can get
jokes,
dirty.
Martika?
Bachata can get
Can we just
dirty.
say jokes? Is it alright if we just say jokes? Does it have to be factual? Can we
Because-
just say like jokes that
Because
like,
it
are funny?
bothers me. It's dance. Like
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah.
Like when it comes to dance,
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Twitching in
stop
the
it.
corner.
Stop it. Stop
Yeah.
it. No.
I literally
guys, you
just
have any
said
idea how
add
proud I
add a
am?
type of music and add ratchetness, and you're like, no, that's actually not the ingredient to make. No, yeah, no, it's the joke. It's the joke. We're going with it.
So what are you
Go
proud
on
of,
with it.
Steph? Because sigue hablando.
Well, speaking of like dancing and stuff like that, like my little guy, he's like 1.5 now. He's finally started like whenever certain like Spanish music, like any kind of Hispanic music is on, he's like starting to sway, especially like he loves ballads specifically. Like if like some soft music is on, he's starting to sway on his own. And he's like even now just starting to like spin and like he's starting to try to lift his feet. And I'm just like, oh thank God. Thank God my jeans are coming in. Oh thank God.
That's great news.
Yeah.
What ballads? What ballads in general?
There's an artist called Camilo from
Oh,
Colombia.
Camilo. Yes.
I love him. And like I discovered him when I was pregnant with Camilo. So like I kept playing some of his music. And now if I literally just go to the thing, like go to Alexa, I'm like, oh Alexa, play Camilo. Like play Camilo. And she'll like the moment she even says his name, he's already like, my son's already like at attention. Like it's me. She's playing me.
So he knows.
Here's
So
his
maybe.
name.
So when you were pregnant with him, you would play the music? I guess it's like he knows.
Yeah, he
he
genuinely
remembers.
loves this music. Like when I put this kind of stuff on, he's like, hell yeah, this is my shit. That's so cute. It's so cute. I'm like, yes, I won. I won. So yeah, I'm capitalizing on that shit. And this week is his first dance class.
Yes. Good woman. Good woman.
Mhm.
Men need to know how to dance.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay, but he's one though, so okay, that's cool.
No, but like like little kids, isn't it so cute when little kids like know
Yes.
dancing from the get, like the confidence that they radiate and have like little kids with swag is the cutest thing in the world.
Correct.
Like it's so freaking cute.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's a difference between for me in my mind, little kids and 1-year-olds. Yeah,
Bro, I don't know, man. He keeps every single day I look at him. I'm like, who are you? Like, who is this? Where's my baby?
Listen, one of my guy BFFs like would love to know how to dance. Would love
Why
to
can't you just say
know.
BFFs? Why can't you just say BFFs?
One of
Why
my
you
guy
gotta say
friends
guy?
because most of my girlfriends know how to dance, but one of my guy friends has told me before, like his dad, he wanted to learn how to dance and his mom would teach him. And his dad would shame him, would make fun of him, and now he's traumatized. He's traumatized now to the point where like I've tried to teach him bachata, and he's like, absolutely not. He's like, no.
Are they not Hispanic?
He is. He's half Nicaraguense and half Cuban.
So what dad shames the kid for trying to like learn how to dance then? Like
because he was like he's that type of dad. Un burlón. His dad was un burlón.
Like just
like a jokester, and would mock him
Oh.
And so
yeah, my dad's a big joker, but he's always giving credit to dancers. Like, oh, that's good, you could dance. With me, it was always like, hey, you should start dancing so you could lose weight. That was like that was everything.
No, that was not
the whole other thing.
There was
that's all.
there was an encouragement for me to do anything physical because I was like, and you'll lose weight. They encouraged me to try to get into the military because I'll lose weight. They encouraged me to try to everything was based upon like this will get you to lose weight. And then I was
can
like,
I just
hey,
can I just exist?
I was like, hey, I found a church that I want to go to their youth group, and they're like, yeah, but you're not gonna lose weight that way. And I was like, right. So can I go meet Jesus? And they're like, yeah, but you should ask him how are you gonna lose weight because it's not gonna happen by just meeting.
He's just gonna say like lots of fish.
Yeah, lots of fish. He's on a paleo. He does a lot of paleo. He does a lot of ab work. I'm not gonna lie. His abs are
that New Testament diet. That's fire.
Fire.
The New Testament.
But think about it. It's probably really good.
The New Testament diet.
He's on a 3-day on, 3-day off type of shit where he goes, like he'll work hard for 3 days and then 3 days he'll just take off. And then he'll come back like he's like, boom, risen from the dead type of shit.
Yeah. Anyways, like,
and when he rises, he does it from his tippy toes because he works out the calves. You know what I'm saying? Get that work in, bro. Get that work in.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton turned down the Hall of Fame. Can you believe that shit? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I was surprised when I found that out, but then when I saw that she specified being like, but I don't sing rock and roll, I was like,
yeah,
okay, I guess.
Like, I hate the dumb argument of like, this is all like. So I'm friends with Podcaster Novo, who is the morning DJ for a classic rock station, and this is his whole shtick for every year when they announce the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations. And I'm like, this is so old man yelling at cloud shit, where it's just like, it's the term rock star has taken on another meaning. It doesn't fucking necessarily just mean like there
maybe
are rock
because it's still
stars.
called rock and roll, because rock and roll is still specific, like.
But it's not a thing anymore. They don't even make rock and roll music anymore. Let it fucking go. Like, I don't understand why. And so, like, that's to me, just when Dolly Parton said it, I was like, oh, Dolly, you're feeding into this bullshit. Like, ugh.
It's not that, oh, I'm feeding into this bullshit. It's just, dude, honestly, like, I get also where she's coming from. It's like when J Balvin accepted the Afro Latino Award. Guy, you're not black.
But he's Latino. He's one side of them.
That's fine. Pero no eres, tú me entiendes?
But yeah, no, I get you. I get you.
It's the same freaking concept. And that's why
it really
like people are.
But it really isn't. It really isn't. They did it. This isn't a ethnicity based award. It isn't.
But Dolly never sang
First of all,
rock
Dolly
and
Parton
roll.
has influenced. Dolly Parton, if you want to get specific, has influenced a bunch of rock stars.
Well, that's
and
true.
her influence on music in general oversees any one genre.
Okay.
Same goes for other recipients such as LL Cool J, such as Eminem, It's like they take a lot of influence from rock. They've taken like
Mhm.
that. It doesn't have to be genre specific, and I just don't like the old man yelling at clouds like, "Well, I'm not a rock and roll. Who gives a fuck? You're a songwriter. Your music has influenced millions of people. Fucking like to me, I just think it's very
Even pop. It even influenced
yes.
pop. Hello, Whitney
You know who's
Houston did I'll
you
Always
know
Love
who's
You.
in you know who was inducted last year? Fucking what's her name? Tina Turner. And
Well,
I'm like,
Tina Turner
yeah,
actually did rock.
right. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah. And then you know what happened? She went into pop. She transferred into pop
No,
after she was
actually,
a rock star.
no. She was an
Yeah.
R&B star and she transferred into rock. Well, her
Actually,
songs
she was
in the
rock
80s,
first when when it was her and her husband,
that wasn't rock.
Her and I.
who her Ike. That was rock. She did
That
a
was
lot
not
of
rock.
rock.
That wasn't rock.
Okay.
It was R&B.
Okay.
Watch the movie.
Would you call
Wait, are
Oh,
you
fuck,
really
what's the name of that
quoting? Are
song?
you really is your basis of this argument really a fucking movie with Lawrence Fishburne? Is that what your
Yes,
basis
it
of
is.
this,
And
of this
what's
argument?
Okay, we
her
is?
face?
can't
And
base it
Angela
off a
Bassett.
script. You can't
Okay.
base that.
All right. Sorry,
That was one
I thought you were
person in a
actually
room
involved in
typing on a
I thought you actually
computer.
knew about you. Like I watched the movie. I've seen Selena, so I can tell you all about Tejano music. That's the equivalent of what Martika just said.
Yeah,
So,
basically.
okay,
Basically.
all right, that's fine.
No, but fuera de juego of like all her old classics like A Fool in Love, what's this song called? Proud Mary. All of those
See,
are
Proud
R&B.
Mary was the one I was trying to think of. See, but Proud Mary to me, like, it really does go beyond R&B a bit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
it is
Like,
one of
and
those
all
songs
these,
that does
that's
it
and
does
she,
kind of is like it lives in the genre a bit, but then escapes the genre. It's that's what was really interesting about her. Like
Mhm.
even on the Dolly Parton thing, I actually have like noticed a few like really rock and roll purists I know. They themselves expressed surprise that she didn't
Right.
accept the award because even then she was like, "But she's Dolly Parton." Like to them, it's "But she's Dolly Parton." Like
Right.
she had you know who loved her and had who she influenced? Elvis Presley.
Well, yeah.
You know, and he was the king of stealing music. I mean, rock and roll music. So I mean that
Wow. Wow. Why be listen? Why
it's
be rude to
kind
the
of
dead
true
guy
though.
it's
that
not
died on the
no,
freaking toilet?
True.
it's not kind of true. It's legitimately true. Legitimately true. Right, like Elvis Presley, and now he's not the only one, by the way. There's a lot of people in that
It was
time in
very
that
common
era.
at that time.
It was very common to go into a black bar and listen to
Mhm.
music that black artists created
Right.
and then go and fucking sing it because they can get a larger audience or a
Mhm.
audience in general and be on the radio because they were trying not to put black artists on radio.
Right.
And yeah,
But
okay.
FYI, back to your point about Proud Mary, it
Mhm.
actually reached number 5 in the R&B charts, and it won a Grammy Award for Best R&B Vocal Performance by a group in the 14th Annual Grammy Awards.
Mm.
So
What year was that though?
that was in
Well, whatever the year it is now, minus
in
14.
the 70s, 1972.
This whole episode is full of math.
I know.
Normally we don't
Not
do this
just
kind of
math, but like no, we're going into music. We're starting to talk about Daddy Yankee's retirement. We went into how he had a 32-year career. Then we started talking about freaking what's her face, Dolly Parton, and now we're talking about Tina Turner. Like, mijo.
I know this.
I just think
I know you're
I think-
on with us, and it turned into a music episode.
Yeah. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I just think should not be limited to just rock music.
Rock and roll.
I think that's a bit narrow-minded of like
But I
because
think
when
what
people
you said
think
was interesting. Like maybe opening it to things that influenced
right,
rock and roll in general.
Yes, like
that have
that a
formed it.
subcategory.
I think they should if they want it like to appease the stick in the mud that are like it's not rock music, they could change the name to the Music Hall of Fame. And that appeases everybody, and that's
Yeah.
under one umbrella.
I
But
mean,
I
those
just
people
think
Correct.
would
that's
still
like
cry about it though.
Still
exactly,
Facts.
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
So
this
that's
is
why
not
I'm
gonna
like,
be happy. Yeah. Look, one thing I've
What's going on?
become. What
no,
happened?
I just wanted to see outside if we moved yet, if we left.
Oh,
yet.
you still like in port or something?
We were for a second, and then we left. That's why I was just double checking. I was like, did we
Okay.
leave already? Yeah. So Martika is gonna be on in Miami at Hits 97.3 which is great because I actually listen to that radio station. So it'd be nice to be able to actually support my friend.
Thank you. Yes.
So
It's very
so
exciting. Let me tell you something. This announcement, they put a press release out and it's like on Twitter, on Instagram and all that jazz and Facebook. And I'm just kind of like getting emails, getting texts, people from them sending me links to the actual press release. And I'm just kind of like, holy shit. And, you know, it's one of those things where exes are coming back from the woodworks and they're like, oh, I see you. I'm like,
you're like, don't see me. Don't perceive me. Go away. Look away.
No. And my guy BFF told me, he's like, wait for it. Wait for it. They're all going to come out of the woodworks.
Does that mean Mars is in retrograde?
No, Venus is not in retrograde. Or Mercury.
I thought it was
Mercury.
Yeah, Mercury. That's what it was.
Mercury.
Mercury.
No, it's not in Mercury.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, I don't know what that means.
There's something.
Well,
listen,
somebody told me that when Mercury is in retrograde, like things from your past keep popping up, and I was like,
I thought it was supposed to affect like communication.
It does affect communication.
Right, because of that, because you know your past keeps.
Hold on,
I don't know shit about this. It's not real, so it doesn't make a difference. But somebody
it actually is if you believe in all that shit. Like
I don't, so therefore it's not. That's what it just. That's the joke I was just making now. To me.
Listen.
Oh, speaking of crazy shit, I just watched the 2020 on the Heaven's Gate shit. It is wild.
What?
It is wild. The Heaven's Gate, the quote that killed themselves 25, 30 years ago. I think it was 94. It is, but because I was a kid when that whole thing happened, and I just knew that it was a mass suicide, and that's kind of what I knew. You don't know anything about this, Martika?
Wait, no,
Heaven's
but you're
Gate?
gonna tell me. You're gonna educate
the
me.
Heaven's Gate cult. It's like where the reference of like drinking the Kool-Aid comes from.
Yeah. They all
Why?
drank.
Explain.
So they were in a cult for 25 years. They were in a cult, and it was like these two people brainwashed other people to believe that aliens are gonna come back and they're gonna ascend to a higher state. And when it didn't happen for the comet thing happened later. So when it didn't happen for 25 years, they then said that because it was just you're gonna ascend, and then when it didn't happen for 25 years and one of the leaders died, because there was two of them, then they were like, oh, you have to leave. That's when there was like, because the worst thing that could happen to a cult is like the premonitions not come true, like, oh,
Yes,
we're gonna die in the year,
Yeah.
we're gonna die in March 23rd, and then March 23rd comes and goes, and you go, did I say 23rd? What I meant was, and so
I must have done math on a leap year.
yeah, right. So they were doing that for 25 years, and then one of them got sick and died. And the whole premise of that when was like they're ascending to a higher state, that they're not gonna die, that before they die, they're gonna have aliens and a spaceship come down and get them, and they're gonna ascend to a higher level. And when one of the two people died, when one of the leaders died, they were like, yes, you have to leave your physical body in order to ascend. And then Halley's Comet was coming around that time around Earth, so that you could see it on a telescope. And so they convinced their followers that the spaceship that they've been waiting for 25 plus years is in the tail of Halley's Comet.
Yeah.
And so that they all have to die in order to ascend. So they all literally made Kool-Aid and Jello and all this stuff there too. It wasn't just Kool-Aid, but it was Jello and all that stuff there to kill themselves. And they all killed themselves wearing black Nike shoes and
were they all really working Nike shoes?
They were all really wearing black,
they were wearing like the same thing.
exactly the same thing. They were all wearing exactly the same thing. And when you hear about it, I was like, what the like again, so I only knew like the bullet points. I knew the hits of like, oh, it's a cult and Halley's Comet and black Nikes and Kool-Aid. Like that's kind of really what I knew. And then I watched the 2020 thing, which commercial free is an hour and a half. So fuck, that's a long fucking 2020. And it was insane. It just aired like 2 weeks ago. I saw it on Hulu and I was like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Like fucking, and it's the saddest thing ever because they allowed people to come and go as they left, and there were people that left the cult, and then like 3 years later they came back because they could not live in regular
Co-parenting.
society anymore. They could not. It was the saddest shit. So, bonk. One lady was like 9 years old when her parents left, and then she since then has she's like I don't know 49, 39, whatever she is now, but she doesn't want to have kids because she's like I don't want to. I'm afraid of those genes being passed on, and I'm like, oh, that's
That's not
the
how that works,
saddest shit.
That's
I don't know
really
if that's
not
how that works because I'm not a fucking therapist, so I'm not gonna stand here and say that's not how that works. Because
It's
when you
not.
watch 2020, when you watch 2020, you go, "These motherfuckers are crazy." Maybe that shit is genetic. Maybe that shit is genetic. So,
But she's
but
fine.
I don't
She's
know,
fine.
man.
She's out.
Yeah, yeah, but it was crazy. Anyways, I didn't want to bring the room down, but you guys were talking about Delilah, so I
The room
figured
was
I'm not-
already
room had
down.
down.
The room started down.
Yeah, we started talking about suicide and then
ran out.
cults
Within 5
and
minutes.
wow.
Within 5
Listen.
minutes.
Listen, I just
we got dark.
this is what happens when you start talking about gasolina, and I'm like, those gas prices are too high. Let's talk about coats. Let's kill ourselves, people. It's a joke. Don't kill yourself, Jesus. The fact that I even got to give that disclaimer out loud.
All
Oh
right.
my good.
But
God. Is gas
because
pri-
people
are
are
gas prices
drinking.
are gas prices a lot high in Australia?
Yeah, they're high here too. It's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's everywhere.
That's weird because
Mm.
Biden's not your president, so that's weird.
It has nothing to do with that.
Only-
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well. It's always weird to me. Like I don't understand this. Like it's so, like I try very hard not to be political at all, but it's so weird to me how like when one party does it, they say one thing, and then when there's another party in charge, they go, oh no, and they backtrack, and it's such a fucking mind fuck. And this is to give a blanket statement because I'm not gonna get political now, but it's just like in the past I've heard people be like, "Oh, they're a war hawk, and all they care is about war," and then the other party gets in power, and they're like, they're pussies. They don't want to go to war because they're fucking scared. And I'm like, but
But you
last
just
year
didn't
you
like
said,
war.
but last year you didn't like war. Last year you said you wanted to avoid it. You don't want to be a quote unquote war hawk, and now you're calling them a pussy for not going. Like, what the fuck is happening? It's such a weird thing. And it's both parties, by the way. I'm not fucking talking about one or the other. I'm talking about both of these motherfuckers are just like such a weird
The
thing. I
meme
saw
that will always live in my head. It's just that stupid e-card, one of those things that's just a little girl or someone being like, when you don't like someone, they could literally be eating a cracker. And you could be like, look at that
Yes.
bitch eating that cracker. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like
I use
literally
that. I think about
everyone
that
just
meme
looking
all-
at each other being like, how dare
Yeah.
you do that thing? You're like, they're just existing.
I think about that meme all the time when it's a friend who doesn't like another friend. And it's like, or when it's a friend that doesn't like somebody, I automatically don't like them. Like if you told me you don't like XYZ, I'm like, look at that fucking XYZ bitch eating crackers. Just because my friend Steph doesn't like fucking
Loyal. That's fucking
XYZ.
loyal.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I try to be very political even with friends. I'm like, hey man, you don't like that person, that's fine. Until they fucking come at me and get mad at me for still being friends with somebody else that they broke up with. What the fuck? It's not my fault. Go paint your shields.
You're not friends with them.
But that wasn't even my choice.
No, it wasn't.
I got yelled at. God forbid. God forbid. Martika, what are you doing?
I'm sorry. I just found the fucking I'm flabbergasted because someone sent me a link to something and I'm like, oh my God. Sorry.
What is that they send you a link to? Share with the class.
Share with the class? Yeah, I'm sorry, teacher. Like, sorry for the disruption. But apparently, Bad Bunny right now just is wrapping up his tour. No. He's literally putting up his big ass, not van, his rigger up for Airbnb. Yes.
So many stories in that one.
Yeah. Hola, I'm Bad Bunny. I'm wrapping up on my tour in Miami and I'm opening the doors to my truck to share with my fans what life on the road is like during the tour. And then it's the booking
like a black light.
Like this is not even yeah.
It's a lot of semen. It's a lot of semen.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. And now, yeah, he's apparently
Is there gonna be a deep cleaning? That's what got you distracted? That's what got you? Are you trying to fucking get on the Airbnb now? Is that what you're doing?
It's apparently it hasn't started yet. Booking opens March 29th at 1 p.m. And it's the days that you can stay there are for April 1st, April 6th, 7th, or whatever. And I'm like, coño, that wouldn't be a bad way to start at Hits if I could get maybe like a closer look inside of the inside of the thing. Sorry,
penis?
like, huh?
Closer look inside the penis.
Not the penis, the rig. That'd be fucking dope. That'd be dope.
The
Like that's
penis?
good
Hell yeah.
content. I'm starting to think of it. Listen, I'm starting to think about content now that I'm in the back in
I
the
got you.
305. I was like, I saw him like,
I know, like you've already turned on your hustler mode.
right? Like,
It's working.
yeah, I was like, wait, oh my god,
I
that
thought
would
you
be
were just trying to
great.
get laid. I'm like, I'm with you. I was with you when you were trying to get laid. Now,
Mijo, it's been. Oye,
I'm like,
no, listen. Between
Linda.
you and I, esto
Linda.
está,
And
esto
everyone
está,
who's listening to the recording, yes.
and everyone
Yeah.
who's listening, oye, la cosa está fea. La cosa está fea. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute.
You know, when you said like,
It's-
Fine, you're coming back to Miami. It won't be a hot minute.
It's been a hot
anymore.
minute. Like
When
you
you
know, this has been my best friend and shit.
when you said
Okay.
la cosa está fea, and I was like, just shave it. You'll be fine. It should be.
Coño, when was the last time I shaved my shit?
Oh my god!
Like
When it starts
Has to look back
curling,
in
there's
her
an issue.
calendar.
When it starts curling, there's an issue.
there's
Yeah,
an
that's
issue.
a
No,
shit.
it hasn't gotten that bad. I'm like,
There you go.
I'm pretty sure I shaved for the Nicki Jam concert for sure.
I love that it was for a
Why?
concert. I'm just like,
Why? It's a concert.
it was a
Why?
concert.
she needs creative movement. Just
Like, that's,
Oh
like,
no, I shaved also for the Rakim and Ken White concert too. So
I don't even know what those words mean, but what I'm gonna
Oh,
say
they're
is
all
it gonna be
reggaeton
like-
artists, guys.
but
is it
why?
like
But
just
why
part
a
of your
concert?
preparation of going out? You're like,
But
I'm
why
gonna
a concert?
grind,
Like,
so
Yes.
Were you planning on? Were you thinking ahead of like, what if somebody's like, what if I hook up?
With a famous person?
Yeah, like what?
Listen,
Is
you
that
know
would
what
that did that thought creep in your mind? Is what I'm asking.
No, because honestly, first and foremost, like I didn't. There's only, bueno, Rakim Ken White I find very attractive. Even though Rakim is like super short, he's like a little taller than I am, just like by a hair. I told you this, I've never slept with a reggaeton artist. Like I refuse to have that reputation in the industry.
Yeah, I get that.
I
get that.
refuse because then it's bad enough that so a friend of mine walked into the studio today and asked me, "Hey Martika, like, have you ever met Raul Alejandro? Because I'm promoting a meet and greet for like una disquera."
Mhm.
And I'm like, actually, I haven't.
Can you translate what disquera means to our
Disquera is oh my god, the music people, the music production people.
label?
The label. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Again, this is what's gonna happen to me on air, I promise you, because I've been thinking in nothing but Spanish for 5 years that me speaking actively in English and properly, might I add, is going to cost me a little bit of trouble. I'm like, great, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, but it's Miami. People are used to it there.
Correct. But they asked me that. I'm like, dude, like I don't want to do that, because that's when you sever ties, and that's when you're known in the industry for being that girl, and I'm like, I refuse. And honestly, it's one of those things where then anybody else expects, oh, this girl will, like, she's a groupie, she'll suck a dick to meet an artist. And it's kind of like, nah, bro, like we're not there. We're professionals. Whose dick would you suck to meet who?
Well, if it's The Rock,
if
it's The Rock,
100%.
yeah, you just put any dick
for
in front of
him.
me, it's gonna be stuck. If you put The Rock, you tell me I'm gonna meet, not just like hi bye. I'm talking about like sit down, hang out, fucking yeah. Put a dick in front of me. See how quickly it gets. I would fucking lick the skin off a dick for that. That would be a thing.
Why The Rock? Why?
He's that he's that good. He's that cool. Like I like he's so charismatic. And this could be way off, and I was not off when I thought the same thing about Will Smith. So just FYI, but I feel this way about The Rock, where he's so charismatic that it feels as if, and I fully understand that he's a professional entertainer and he's a wrestler and he's an actor, but it feels as if him and I would vibe. We'd get along, we'd laugh, I'd fucking, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it would be a hangout situation where it's like, hey man, I actually like you, which by the way, Will Smith said about me. So that's how I feel.
And you can hold that
about
in
The
your
Rock.
heart
Again, I'm
forever.
fully aware that it's tremendous, but he could be a complete asshole for all I know. He could be somebody that has nothing of the same interest of me in real life, but it feels as if he puts so much of his personal shit out there that I would be, you know what I mean? And there's plenty of famous people that I'm like, you seem like a cool guy. The guy from Harry Potter, fucking Harry Potter himself.
Mhm.
By all accounts, Radcliffe. By all
Okay.
accounts, very nice guy, very cool guy. I don't have any. I don't from the things that I've seen with him, and like again, very funny. He's a charismatic dude, you know, for being a British guy. All of the stuff. It doesn't seem like him and I would get like. There's nothing really we would like. You know what I mean?
Now
It would.
he and I think would get along. Like him,
I'm
I'm like
sure you would, but
his
I
sense
think
of
you're
humor is
thinking
just
about
breaking up.
that.
I'm just like, you're weird.
I think you're thinking about your love. I'm asking, are you looking at Daniel Radcliffe and thinking about your love for Harry Potter, and you think that
No,
would
because I wouldn't
transcend
get
into
along with Harry Potter. I love the stories.
right?
Harry himself, I'd be like, honey, just therapy, bro. Like, come on. Like,
Yes.
like
So
the Hollywood.
me,
Daniel Radcliffe,
so
however,
right,
is just twisted enough that I'd be like, okay.
yeah. So like, there's a lot of famous people who are cool or seem cool, but
they're not.
really. They're not my. No, not. It's not about not or not. It's about. I don't think that they and I would vibe to the fact that we could hang out and be friends. I legitimately believe if The Rock and I meet, like an actual meet, not like a fucking hi bye, I feel as if you'd be like, you're a cool dude to hang out with. I want to hang out with you, and I feel that. I may be wrong, but I'm saying I will suck a dick to find out. Is what I'm trying to say. This whole conversation was trying to get to that point. So, but Martika over here is all too fucking too good to suck a dick.
No, but I understand where Martika's coming from though, because
It's
like
also a joke, Steph. It's also a joke. It's
No,
clear
because
that
it's
you-
different. You want to know something? It's different for females.
It's
still
absolutely different. It's absolutely different. Hence why I
Well,
I
I was gonna
actually
bring
wouldn't
up
fucking
something.
suck penis. By the way, FYI, if we're being real, I would actually not suck penis. But it's funny to say it. It's funny to say
but
it.
you've said it enough times. We're like,
Times behind every just kidding, you know.
Oh my god, bro! You suck one dick 47 times. All of a sudden, fucking there's doubt in people's minds.
you're committed. That's what you are.
But I just like
You're
I
in a
know
relationship.
it's obvious. Martika not only is a woman, but she's actually a professional in that field. It's fucking
Well,
completely
what I was
yes,
gonna bring
I
up was
understand.
actually what I was gonna bring up was like actually that like yes, we all know that it sucks and it's just prevalent and it's part of everything. We wish it could change. Da da da. Cool. We know that.
Mhm.
The only way you even get away with it nowadays is like if you already have this super established name and career and you yourself are a name and then the person
Right.
you get with maybe isn't as much of a name or you
Right.
publicly come out as a relationship.
Correct.
And then that is a separate
No,
thing.
because what's her name? What's her name? I agree with you. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but you do have to be a boss. You do have to have a certain level for a woman. You do have to have a certain level
Yeah.
of like
in order to not get flack for it.
what's her name? I forget her name. That she had that shit with Sean Penn when they went to go meet El Chapo. Martika would know this.
Kate del Castillo.
Okay, so
Kate
Kate
del
del Castillo
Castillo.
is actual fucking journalist. Again,
She's not a journalist.
baller.
She's
She was an actress. Right.
She's a novela
Sorry.
actress. Very famous
She's an
novela
actress. She's an actress that for some reason or another, El Chapo took a liking to her. Right? Whatever.
Yeah.
She claims that it was a non-sexual situation with her and El Chapo. All right, fine. When he escaped and went whatever the fuck, she was doing a like I don't know, fucking lack of a better phrase, documentary, but not
Correct.
whatever. And then Sean Penn, who was trying to get a hold of him, reached out to her, and she reached out to El Chapo's people to see, hey, can Sean Penn come along to this trip, whatever. That happened. Then he wrote the story on. Then the story came out in Rolling Stones, who he was working with. And he twisted all the facts to make it seem as if he was the point of contact, where he was
And he
not.
wasn't.
Sean Penn was not the point of contact. But before that story was released on the plane back, her and Sean Penn hooked up. And she acknowledges that she wasn't hiding it. She wasn't blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, I fucked him. We had sex. It wasn't a relationship. It was just two people that were carnally into each other.
Correct.
And because she was such a baller in her own right, nobody flipped. But even she had to fucking be like, no, fuck you. You're not gonna make me feel bad about this.
Yeah.
Sorry
You're
to
not
tell
gonna-
you, but that destroyed her career.
Well,
No,
so
yeah.
I found out about this after the whole thing was already done. And when I found out about this, her career was already like she already had talked about like the comeback or whatever the fuck it was. But that's
It
like
has not been the same.
I don't watch novelas, so I can't tell you.
It's not just
I
novela.
have
She's
I I haven't watched a novela since Marimar, so that's
Like it's
For me, it was like Betty la Fea.
nothing on Marimar, Martiga. Nothing on Marimar. You're just gonna give me nothing for that reference. All right.
Marimar. Oh, costeñita soy.
I
Con
I
mis
follow
abuelos
I follow
quesillo.
Talia to this day on Instagram because of Marimar.
Bro, that bitch is
Like,
fabulous. Fucking.
I love her beyond belief, and she actually does archery, which, as a Nika, I mean, just take my heart, man. Just
I
take
mean,
everything I got,
that's so wrong. Tira flecha. Gotcha.
Yeah, you got it right. These are the jokes, people. Jeez.
Oh my
Wait, which is this actress? What is the actress we were talking about?
Kate del Castillo.
I'm trying to like see her face. What's her name?
She's beautiful. She's
she is beautiful.
gorgeous.
What again?
Mhm.
I think I read it wrong.
Kate del
Kate.
Castillo.
This is her, Kate del
Kate.
Castillo. Mira, look.
She was on the red
She looks
table.
familiar.
She was on the red
She was
table
on the
talking about it.
She was on the red table with Gloria Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, she was on La Mesa Roja. That's where I got all this information. I watched that.
Look at you. The fact that you keep up with like Hispanic, the Hispanic version of the red table is fucking fabulous. Thank you.
Well, it's Gloria Stefan, and I that's another one I would fucking do whatever it takes to fucking meet, because that's another one. Even though she's 1,000 years older than me,
Papi, but to meet her is actually like, it's kind of like it's a lot easier than The Rock.
Mama,
you know that, right? Like
you're aware
and she's
that when
super
the
humble.
When The Rock lived in Miami, everybody I fucking knew in comedy got to meet him one way or another, except for fucking this guy.
Sad.
Lisa Carreo, who fucking, by the way, never watched a minute of wrestling.
She was probably the size of his leg. Like, Lisa's so
she
tiny.
met him at the fucking. She went to go work out, which, by the way, she never fucking works out. And she happened to go work out at her fucking gym. At her gym, and Porky's. She went to go work at her gym, and she went to go work, and she saw him, and she's like, "Oh, that's that guy from some movie."
Oh,
and then she continued to have a full conversation with him, and then she invited him out to one of her shows, which he didn't go, but she still took the flyer. He took the flyer. Like, "Oh my God, look how pretty you look in this flyer. You look great." Blah 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 blah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Will
Watkins
was teaching the comedy class at the West Palm Beach Improv. I get a text from him on Tuesday. He teaches on Wednesdays. I get a call from him on Tuesday and goes, "Hey, can you fill in for me to teach the West Palm Beach Improv, the comedy class? You know, I'll give you the $100 or whatever." And it's on Wednesday night. I'm like, "Fuck it. I'm not doing anything else on a Wednesday night. I might as well go." I'm in the class teaching the fucking comedy class when I take my phone out to go through my social media, and Will Watkins posted a picture of him at the Fort Lauderdale Improv introducing the fucking Rock to the stage.
Oh no.
So he knew that the Rock was going to be there, and he needed to find a fucking substitute for the class in order for him to be there. And who did he call? Fucking me. So I couldn't fucking be there because I was filling in for him where he should have been.
You must have been pissed.
Yeah.
And I texted him. I'm like, "You fucking called me knowing that I'm a fan of The Rock to fill in for you so that I can't be in the place where," he's like, "Well, I needed somebody to fill in, and there's only like 2 people who could teach the class."
But it was The Rock.
So when you say shit like, "Oh, you could meet Gloria Stefan," that's not a big deal. Mama, everybody I know has met Gloria Stefan one way or another, or Emilio. Like, if it's no big deal. And I'm like, "Great, it's no big deal to you." But like, if you say you met them, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It makes sense that you would have met them, though.
You're in the music
No, but
industry.
like when I was younger, not now. Not now.
That doesn't make it, like, again. So like when people say shit like that, "Oh, you can meet him." "Oh, really? Can I?" Because I'm still here. I'm fucking
Papa,
still
but like
here.
you're like opening up for Angela Johnson. You've opened up for Dave Chappelle.
Yeah,
like
sure. When I say The Rock, do you understand? Like, there's another level. Oh, that's another one.
Dave Chappelle is another level. Like maybe.
There's another one. So there's another one. I'm literally hanging out with fucking Michael Yo. We're talking. We're having a great time. Blah blah blah. A week later, we're hanging out again. I'm working with him at the Fort Lauderdale Improv. This is like 1,000 years ago. And Mike goes, "Oh yeah, I was hanging out with The Rock last week." Blah blah. I'm like, "What? When were you hanging out with The Rock?" "Oh, like a day after me and you hung out." Okay. Okay.
He's taking this personally at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he's, like,
because it's
counting the
it's
time.
one of those things where fate has put the people that I want to meet. And again, I'm not a star fucker by any chance. Again, it's
You
not
might
about
need to start
celebrity.
being.
It's not about star. It's not a celebrity. It's not about fame. It's about the people as far as how they portray themselves. Like Gloria Stefan portraying herself so humbly. You damn right I'm gonna watch the fucking Red Table Talk with her because I want to know, you know what I mean? Like her, that's what interests her. Fame is not what interests me. It's not what interests me. It's the fact that her iconicness and the fact that she's so humble about it, or at least comes off humble, because for all I know, she's not, because I've never met her.
She is.
But
Well, it's
that's
also
what I'm
everything
trying
she
to
does
say.
for
Like,
her
that's what I'm
people,
trying
right?
to say. Like, that's what I like about these people. I don't care that you're super famous and you're name Hispanic fucking R&B singer right now. I don't know them. But if I get to see
Chayanne.
something, yeah, you know, if I ever met Chayanne, I would laugh at him and quote fucking Havana Nights at him, and then I don't
He
think he would
didn't
get along with
he
me.
didn't do Havana Nights. So
Wait,
you
who
need
was
to,
it? Who was it that did Havana Nights?
um
No, he did Dirty Dancing too. No, that was Havana
no,
Nights.
he didn't. No, no. The
Who
guy
was
that
it that did
did
Havana
There
Nights?
was a dance song with Cheyenne. What
There
was
was a
it? What was
dance.
it?
it was
I
I
Dance
used to
with
love
Me.
it.
Dance with
I
Me
used
with,
to
Vanessa
love,
Williams. Such a good
bro. I
movie.
used to love that movie.
It's such a
Yeah,
good movie. And he
it's
could when he
so
was trying to
bad.
cross over, first and foremost,
Yeah.
I loved
he
it. I
is
loved it.
okay. If there's a definition of what Papi Pinga looks like, it's Chayanne.
Oh, Chayanne's a great looking guy. Yeah, I'm sure.
First of all,
Yeah.
no, it's not even, bro. He can sing, he can dance, he can act. Fucking, he's 6'2". When I met him,
Oh, bro, I didn't know that. I didn't think he was tall. Shit.
Oh my god, I have a picture with him. Hold. We're looking at
Yes,
2014.
please.
Girl, I flipped my shit when
Right.
I met him.
Who's like, I love the
when
fact that
love
him
Chayanne.
being 6'2" is such a like that's so funny to me.
Well,
That's
look,
so
our
funny.
people are usually not tall, dude. Come on.
he's Puerto
But
Rican though. Puerto Ricans
first
are
of all,
like,
stop. Our people.
first and
Stop.
foremost, can we
Latinos are
discuss?
not super tall.
Can we discuss like the level of happiness in my freaking face at that moment? I was
It's like
cheesing
when
my dude.
It's like when I met Winnie the Pooh. I have a picture of me.
There's a
meeting Winnie
picture
the
of me
Pooh for the
right
first time.
after leaving him. Hold on. Look at me. Yes. Okay.
Literally, it's that sound effect of.
But I love the fact that 6'2" is a big deal. Like I like the fact that like our people are not typically tall. One of our hosts is 6'3". So there goes that out the
But
window.
typically, he's and doesn't he stand out amongst the crowd? Yes. He completely stands out. He is not the norm. To this day, whenever he walks around other Hispanics, you're like, wait,
I'm not even talking about Hispanic people. I'm
He
just
doesn't
talking about in
even look
general.
Hispanic. Mike Mercadal does not look Spanish.
But I'm not even talking about Hispanic people. I'm talking about in general. The fact that height is even it's a non-controllable thing. It's bonkers to me. It's
what are you
not,
talking about? We're
he has
literally saying,
abs.
oh, I didn't think
It's
he was
not
6'2". That's all we said was
No,
like, oh, we
not
didn't think he was
you,
6'2".
not you,
Oh.
not you. Martika literally put that as one. He can sing, he can act. He's 6'2". I'm like, what the fuck does that have to? That's not a talent.
So I have a
6'2"
girlfriend
is not a talent.
He worked at
Singing,
that.
acting, and dancing.
Dude,
Singing,
shout out-
acting, and dancing are talents that you work on. Being 6'2" should not be included in a list of talents. It fucking shouldn't. It's crazy that
That's a
women are like,
talent. That's a talent.
He's 6'2", he's talented. Like, it's not a talent.
So true story. I have two things to say about this. I have a girlfriend of mine, right? Mind you, she's like 5'3". Shout out to Eve. She's my little sister from AOPI. She refuses to date a guy that is shorter than 6 feet. Like
Right.
refuses.
Yeah, there's a lot of women like that, and I think it's all ridiculous. It's not
It's all
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Like, on board with that.
Like I'm not on board with that. But she, any guy that I've ever talked to, any guy, I'm like, oh, he's under 6 feet. He's trash. I'm like, oh, great, thanks, Eve.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck me, right?
But
Like, maybe
I
he has a
just
good
don't
heart and treats me
understand.
well, but whatever.
That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like it's like the one I said this on stage one time. I'm like, oh, what do you look for in a guy? I expected her to say a sense of humor, which all women say, which is not true. And I wanted her to say shit like, that or whatever. And she says height. And I'm like, the one thing that's uncontrollable, like there's no man that can control that. Even a sense of humor, which again, natural sense of humor is built in. But you can hang around enough funny people to fucking kind of loosen up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's a thing. You could work on it. You could work on getting a better sense of humor. so much more than working on getting taller. You're not working on getting taller. It doesn't fucking work.
I wish
Stop it.
I would have added at least 9 inches to my height. Let me tell you.
9?
Yeah,
How
I would
fucking
be.
short are you?
I'm
What do you
5'1".
mean 9?
I would have. I
you
would have
don't
wanted to. Yeah, like I would have wanted to have been
you
like a
mean
runway
model,
model. So
like, you wanted
5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Okay.
I want photos. I want to walk the catwalk. Give me that
Correct.
height.
Correct. We would not be here. This would not be a
It's
thing.
just it's
Mhm.
so
You're like, I'd be
ridiculous. Like
famous,
again,
bitch.
so all of this like height to me is like I love the fact that you literally named it as a talent. You put it in the list of fucking talents. Act, sing, dance, and he's 6'2".
And he's 6'2". Yeah. And I've heard.
Yeah,
from
he
the
brings the hammer. I'm
grapevine.
sure he brings the hammer. That's fine.
I've heard.
I
Well,
expect all
Well, I mean,
celebrities to
6'2",
bring
I
the hammer.
imagine.
no,
Is
man.
that wrong? I'm not saying they all do. I'm saying I
I
expect
No.
would.
it.
I wouldn't assume that because like a lot of times, unfortunately, from my experience, a lot of times like very pretty people don't have to fucking try,
Thank you.
and like they carry that into the fucking bedroom, and you're like,
Thank you. And that's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Here's the difference. Here's why I think the numbers will even out on this. So you've had sex with people who are very pretty and you think that they don't try because they don't have to. Where I would say on the other hand, or the other side of that coin, very pretty people have had sex with so many people that they've had so much practice that it evens out. The number of people who are pretty.
No, but the problem, I think sometimes when you've had a lot of first times with a lot of people, you get to just do the beginner shit, and like you don't really have to like get it. Like, you know, when you're in a relationship for a long time, you're like, let's try some new things.
Steph,
Like, you know, you start getting like working on certain moves that
you
you know is gonna hit.
Steph, you, because we know each other, you more than me, but I'm gonna include myself in this situation as well.
Sure.
You and I's beginner stuff is not really everybody else's beginner stuff. Me and you aren't, you know what I mean? I'm not seeing you start a new relationship with somebody and be like, we're just gonna do missionary.
No.
And then like no.
Right? I'm gonna leave them with the memory. I get that.
Right,
I get that.
exactly.
Like,
So me and you are like, hey, it's our first time. Hold these chains. Give me a second. We gotta get shit ready. And it's like, oh, what the fuck is happening? Is this how we're starting? Yes, that's how we're fucking starting.
sign this form.
Yeah, sign it. We gotta sign this consent form. Do you have health insurance? Who is your healthcare provider?
You have an emergency contact.
Okay. Now, are you allergic to any adhesives like duct tape or anything like that? Are you allergic to any of this? No. Okay. Just making sure. So those are like, so everybody's first time is not the same as everybody's first time. Is what I'm trying to say. I think it all evens out. I think the numbers even out. I think there are a lot of beautiful people that suck in bed, but I think there's a lot of beautiful
I know
people
that
who
for
are
a
really.
fact.
I think there's a lot of beautiful people who
I
are
know
really
that for
good
a
in bed.
fact.
Martika, that was one time. Leave me alone. I'm sorry. I apologize already.
No, but fuera de juego, like good-looking people feel like they don't have to try as hard. It's like, you know,
Yeah,
no,
you're like they're ready to lay back, and you would come to them, and you're like, bitch, no, I'm in this too. Like,
yeah, I've seen the porn. I've seen porn.
But then I've had like guys that are fucking just drop dead gorgeous, just do whatever they wanted to me.
Right.
And I was just like,
yeah. See, like I said, I think the numbers.
this
that's my
one's
point.
gonna go in the file.
This is my point.
oh yeah, this goes in the spank bank. Absolutely.
The numbers even out is what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I think. But when I think, I don't think. By the way, when I said it's not because he's good looking. I just automatically assume in my mind that famous people are good at sex.
No, they're not.
Unless I'm not saying they are, Martika. I'm saying that I expect them unless otherwise told. Unless I'm told he's not, I'm like, okay, he's not. But I just expect, for some reason, I'm just like, he's famous. He should be good in bed. It's fine. Unless you're like Bill Gates. I don't expect Bill Gates for whatever reason. I don't expect him to be good in bed.
I don't expect rich and famous. No, like rich, I don't expect to be good in bed for sure.
Well, I mean, look at Kim Kardashian. She was very, very just.
But that's a director. That's on Ray J, because Ray J sucked as a director. He was not a good director. When you look at Tommy Lee, Tommy Lee said, do this. Tommy Lee said, do this, do that. We're gonna move here. We're gonna move there. Yeah, and that's a fucking director. When you get Ray J just like standing by being a dead fish himself, you're like, oh, come on, man, get your shit together.
That's true.
Right?
Tommy Lee fucking brought down the hammer, and Pam just taking. Oh my god, I love you, Tommy.
And what a hammer! What a hammer! Jesus, what a hammer! Oh my god, good god.
Yeah, he was a reference for ages. Like whenever people would refer to like size, it was always his name. Always
Tommy
his name.
Lee? It still
Mhm.
is. Did you guys see the actual show?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it
I
yet.
haven't seen it.
It's uncanny how much Lily James and Sebastian Stan look like Tommy Lee and Pam in the 90s. It's insane. I feel like when I'm watching it that I'm not watching the actors, I'm watching them. It's great. It's great. It's
I'm-
very nostalgic.
I just now got to the murder of
cult?
Johnny Versace. The murder of Johnny Versace.
Ooh, with Ricky Martin?
With Ricky Martin, and it is
Bobby.
very good. But it was so enlightening because again, that's another one where I knew the hits: Johnny Versace, Gay, and Buchanan. You know, a Boathouse, Suicide. That's like I just knew the hits. I didn't
Mhm.
know the bullet points. No lack of no pun intended. And I just like watching this, and I'm like, this motherfucker. I didn't know he was a spree killer, which I'm still confused about what a spree killer, the difference between a spree killer and a serial killer. I'm still confused about that, but whatever. Every
Mhm.
time I look him up, it
Like
says
length of
he was
time.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
like-
It just
like
every
like,
time
yeah.
his Wikipedia says spree killer, and every article says spree killer, and I'm just like, and I have yet to look up what's the difference between spree, because that's not something I want in my fucking Google search history.
Well,
right?
what I
That's not-
imagine it is, it's kind of like Son of Sam versus DC Sniper. Like DC Sniper was someone who just went off, right? And like they
Right.
just like killing spree. So they just went off and started hitting something really fast and going into different areas. Where serial
Correct.
killer has like a methodology
And a motive. Mhm.
and yeah. So
I guess he killed 5 people, and I did not know that. I did
Style
not know
of the
he.
approach.
Yeah, it's all
the
about the art form,
artistry.
really. It's all
Yeah.
about the art form, really. It's not you're not gonna go into the serial killer Hall of Fame. You're a spree killer, sir.
Yeah.
You don't belong with the rest of us. See how dumb that sounds? You see how fucking that's just the same thing I feel about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or not. You're like, oh boy, oh we have a Am I the Asshole? It's in the chat. Steph,
Oh,
can
yeah?
you read that? Because I can't go
I
into. I
shall
can't do both of
bring
them at
it
the same
up.
time.
Okay, I got you.
Mm-mm.
All right, I'm logging in again to read it. So
Hey, talk about
Yee.
triple threat. Ricky Martin's a fucking triple threat. Jesus, huh? That guy.
Oh my god. But also,
Yeah.
have you read his book at all?
and he writes, wow, quadruple threat.
Yeah, did you read
I'm
his
gonna
book
let you
about his
sit
life?
on that. I'm gonna let you sit on that question a little longer, Martika.
Okay, no, of course not. Okay, I just want to say that it was very insightful to his sexuality. Very insightful.
FYI, I do read because I'm reading Angela Johnson's book right now. So FYI.
A shameful
that's
plug.
nice.
Shameful plug. His book
No
was
shame
really,
here.
well, point is that
No shame.
Okay, all right, I got it up.
but
Right.
just really quick, honestly,
Yeah.
it's a good read. It's an even better audiobook. Listening
Does
to
he
him,
do? Does he do his own audio or?
I think yes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because I listened to not the Spanish one, but I think he does the English one. Si más no me equivoco.
I saw his third behind the music. Third.
Damn, Ricky Martin has 3.
His third behind the music that he did last year during the pandemic. Third.
Coño.
That's
I
how
haven't seen that.
great of a career he's had.
Correct.
That he's able to have
That's another influential
3
person.
behind the music. It's fucking bonkers. Where I'm like,
Mhm.
you know how talented you got to be in the industry so long
Mm-hmm.
that
he's
you
done
can
it
have
all.
not 1, not 2, but 3 different behind the musics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
He's done novelas, like Spanish novelas. He's done English novelas. He started off in English soap operas. Okay.
Yeah, that's English soap operas. They're not novelas. It's not the same thing.
It's English, the same soap opera that you've seen since 1950. Yes, he was in one of those. He did Spanish novelas. He's done music. He's done Broadway.
Mhm.
Sir, Broadway is not easy. He was in Les Mis forever in a day. He
Which
was
is
in
so depressing.
Menudo. Huh?
Which is so depressing.
Les Mis is a freaking horrible ass. Freaking,
Horrible.
like,
Why would anybody want to watch this? I'm like watching it.
the songs
and
are beautiful though.
And everybody
Look,
makes the
that
joke.
middle
Everybody
chunk,
makes
those songs in the middle are my
everybody makes
Yeah,
a
yeah.
joke, and they're like, "What
On
did you
My
expect?
Own,
It's called Miserables," and
chills.
I'm like, "It's fucking miserable. It's so miserable."
It is. It is.
Well,
No,
I
what's-
rewatched West Side Story recently because I watched the new one with my mom, and like I knew what I was in for because it's West Side Story,
Right.
and like I'm like it's Romeo and Juliet, it's gonna be sad, right?
Mhm.
But like even then, I don't know why I was surprised that like by the end of the movie, I'm like, I feel so down.
Yes.
I feel so bad right now.
Yes.
I'm just like,
I didn't feel down. Am I is something wrong with me? I mean,
are you?
West Side
Yes.
Story is West Side Story really is my favorite musical of all time. So that's
really Rent is mine.
I like Least better.
You like least better? Then it that was such a horrible joke. Horrible joke.
First of all, that's a great joke because it's layered, because it's not just a joke about Rent, it's also a reference to Team America, the movie Team America, where they cast the guy because he's in a play called Lease. So layered brilliance. Hit me with the Amariaso stuff.
Yes, please.
Okay, so am I the asshole for using my wife's $400 hair dryer on my nards? Okay.
What's nards?
Balls.
Oh boy.
So what's up, Reddit? 35 male here. My wife, 32 female, bought herself this awesome hair dryer from Dyson last month, and she paid over $400 for it. So it was probably more than that. This is easily the coolest hair dryer I've ever seen. It's silver and purple and has this really cool design. Reminds me of the plasma rifle from Halo. Super quiet as well. You can dry your hair in stealth mode. I was so impressed by this dryer that I asked my wife if I could use it too. She said I could use whenever I wanted, and it was good that I used it to get better money out of our money was worth. Sorry. I started using it every morning after my shower to dry my hair instead of just towel and air drying like I usually do. I have short hair, so it only took like a minute to dry. Still felt like I wasn't getting much use out of it, so I started experimenting. I tried drying my armpits, makes applying deodorant much nicer, and I started drying down below. Side note, 100% do recommend. Without going into much detail, it just feels a lot more hygienic throughout the day. This morning, my wife walked into the bathroom after my shower and saw something perhaps she wasn't meant to. For the record, I did not intend for her to come in, but I didn't have the door locked. I had one foot on the floor, one on the counter, hair dryer in hand pointed towards the Venus and Earth.
Counter, not even the toilet. The fucking counter.
He's doing the Captain Morgan.
I thought he was doing. I just immediately pictured the fucking toilet. He went to the counter.
He was spread out.
Flexible man. Flexible man.
He was Captain Morgan it up.
This line I love though. Hair dryer in hand pointed towards Venus and Earth. I may have also been humming the Halo theme. My wife had a bit of a freak out and was like, "What are you doing?" I stopped and reminded her that she said I could use the dryer whenever I wanted. She countered with saying that she didn't say I could use it that way. So I'm not sure if my wife has a point here. I definitely did not explicitly state how I was going to use the dryer, but there was no conversation of limitations beforehand. Am I the asshole? I mean, I think he is getting his money's worth.
I'm half and half. I'm half and half on this.
But the thing is, like, okay, look, if it was like an item that had to be on his body or like a razor or something, I'd be like, you're kind of using. But like the fact that it's a hair dryer and is supposed to be away from him, unless he had his balls nestled inside the hole, like I wouldn't have an issue. Like if it was around, like, you know.
As a disclaimer, What's Up, Bro, and its associates do not encourage anybody to put their balls inside the dryer. Please don't do that.
So for reference, Neri, have you seen the Dyson? So you can see a point of reference.
Does it look different than any other hair dryer? It's a
yes,
hair
it
dryer.
does completely.
Melly says that she doesn't think that he's an asshole. What's the hair dryer look like?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up for you.
But it's a hair dryer. You still okay, yeah, but you still have to put it away from you, right? Like again, you don't.
No, like see, like it doesn't even blow super hot. Like it's
right, because okay, so the dice, right? So they do the same thing with their fans, with their cooling fans, right? Yeah. Where it's like
unless if it was this one, if he was using the air wrap and he was like, you know, combing his ball hair, then
no, I think he would have. This writer, I particularly believe he would have mentioned some sort of bounce.
Like if he would have, you know what I mean? If he would have used any one of these contraptions on the bottom to airbrush his balls, then I would have issue. I would have been like, absolutely not. But he's just no. My mom, you know that my mom uses my mom uses an actual hair dryer to like, yes. Like I walked into her, like coming into and she prefers it that way.
To brush it?
She doesn't brush it. She like air dries with a blow dryer her snatch. I've seen her do it more than once.
How is that any different than blow drying it?
But to me, I'm thinking it's kind of like just like, the car wash at the end where you have like the hot air that gets all the water off.
Wait,
it's that.
This is an honest question. I said she blow dries it and you go, no, she puts hot air on it. How is
Well,
that different than blow drying
She
it?
No,
probably
because
means like blow drying usually means that you're actually
Means you're
brushing it as
brushing it,
well.
and
It's
yes,
like a whole
correct.
thing.
But
Yeah, yeah.
she did this, right? You did this motion.
No, I did
Oh,
this.
that,
I
this
did
is just
this.
the movement of like
Oh,
there's
okay. I thought that was a brush. I assumed
No,
that was
no,
a
no, no,
brush.
no, no, no.
no,
No,
that's
blow
drying.
drying.
That would be her teasing the hair. Like if she's just going like
Oh,
this.
that's
Like
hilarious. That would be great to tease it.
Like,
Here,
you know,
here's-
it's she le está
Yeah.
echando fresco a la papaya, basically. That's
so
exactly.
here's my question,
but
right?
with technology.
with technology.
Here's my
correct.
question. I first of all, I don't think he's the asshole at all. Like
I
at all
don't
whatsoever.
know
It's
me either.
it's
No.
hair.
Yeah.
But why don't you?
But
just
what he's
shave, my
asking is
man?
something specific.
Why don't
he's-
you just
he's-
groom, my man? Why don't you just groom? Why do you like if you groom, you get rid of that. You don't need to fucking dry every morning. You get me?
No, but I think like he was also talking about the way he was talking about where it was aimed. I think he also means he's just kind of drying the undercarriage as well, making sure there's nothing damp when you put the underwear on. Like, I get why he would do that. Like,
Does he not have towels? What the fuck is happening here?
Maybe he
I
doesn't
probably
want
just feels nice. He's just having a little
That-
self care.
that. Or there's some people that don't want to use the same towel that they dry their face to dry their balls.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
There's two sides
fair.
of a towel, bro. One side is for the balls. the
What
other
if
side
you
is for the face.
forget?
Do you have it
you-
labeled?
Thank
Ooh,
you.
that'd be great to have
Uh,
actually for a towel. Like if you had towels and prints and like one side it just said like, you know,
Face.
One side
Yeah,
says
like,
face here, and
fake
then the other
fanny,
side is
whatever,
not
like
face.
make it
Yes.
rhyme. You know, I like alliteration.
You know, but really
I
cool
agree
is
with Steph.
a double-sided towel where one color,
Yeah.
it's one color one side, and then you'd be like, okay, the blue side is balls because blue is balls.
Yeah.
And
Blue
then
balls.
and then the fuchsia side because that's where your face goes. It's fuchsia face.
I
Boom.
like it.
I like it.
I
Can
like it.
can we jump on this?
Can
Let's-
this be our
Patent
next
pending.
piece of merch? No, this is our next piece of merch. It's a double
Patent
towel
pending,
with things on
everybody.
either side. Yeah.
Face here. Yeah,
Balls
he's not
here.
the asshole.
Either.
But he's saying is he the asshole because he didn't specifically say which way he
Yeah.
was going to use it.
Yeah.
Right? No, that's how marriage
I
is.
said,
All marriage is you should have known this about me. You knew I was going to use it this way. You fucking
Like,
know.
if this is the kind of guy who's specifically going to be humming the Halo theme as he does
Right.
this, you would think she would know that he's the kind of person to
That's
like
what
do
I'm saying.
something this fucking random.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta,
Correct.
you know.
I
You
would
know,
have
like,
lost it laughing if I came in on that scene. I would just be like, yeah, fine, fuck it, do whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah, and then he would have said crikey,
Oh.
and you would have been like, oh, fuck you.
The man is never gonna say crikey.
Oh, waiting.
Okay.
I implanted the idea in Steph's husband's head that whenever he is to ejaculate, he used to yell crikey, and he likes the
No.
idea, and Stephanie hates
No.
the idea, which is
Yes.
another reason
Hang
why
it
he
over
should
my
do
head,
it,
and he's just never gonna
which
do
is
it.
another reason he should do it.
No.
No.
Be amazing.
No.
Crikey.
I'm with Steph. No.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's like
That is-
you having
that
sex.
is-
It's like you having sex with a Cupid, and he goes, "Dale."
No. No.
I don't like it.
Absolutely not. No.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
No. Tell me other
That's what I
shit. Tell
do.
me, like, fuck, I'm about to come. Oh, that
No,
feels
no, no,
good,
no,
bien
no. It's not
rico.
about to. It's not about to. It's about like during the act of ejaculation.
Oh, fuck, I'm
Like, when-
coming. That's hot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like when I do it, I go, "A la gran puta, no joda." Like that's what I do. That's my shit.
You're
Oh.
annoyed
I go-
about it?
Yeah, I go, "Que sofrito." Like I just fucking yell shit out like that. That's what I do.
No. First and foremost, if I'm nutting at the same time you are, and you
Wow,
scream some shit
okay.
like that, like, no, that's such a that's
It's ending in a punch as well.
oh,
Yeah,
correct,
well-
Ending in a punch.
correct.
Well, that's fun, and that makes it more fun. You see how you see what I
Correct.
mean? You see what I
No.
mean by me and Stephanie are
No.
not our tip. We're not the
No,
typical first
so-
timers. It's not gonna happen.
no.
Like I have fun. I'm sorry I have fun. I apologize.
So I have
Jeez.
so I have a story because I'm like talking about like ejaculation and all that shit. I
Mhm.
was with a guy that I was seeing, and we were like in the moment. He's about to. I didn't know that he was, but I was,
Mhm.
and when I was, he started, and we weren't using protection, and I wasn't on the pill. When I see him pop off, the face of regret in my, I'm like, while he's going, I'm like, oh no, what did you do? What did you do? While he's going, I'm like, oh yeah. I immediately
God.
went to bro. When we were done, we went freaking to Walgreens to go get Plan B because I was like, oh no. But the face
Yeah.
of regret, the face
That
of
would
her
have been
friend.
that would have
Bro,
been fun.
there's
TikTok.
certain oh no
You do
moments
the
that
you
live in
do
your
you
head
do the
forever.
oh no,
That was
oh
one of
no,
them.
oh no,
The
no,
Oh,
the
no,
no,
first
no.
no.
time the first time hooking up with someone, and then you like the first time you experience the finishing, getting like climbing off, and then being like, oh, where is the condom? It is not on you. Oh shit. Oh
It's stuck in you.
shit. Yeah, it's in me. One moment, please. And then having there's no snuggling, there's no nothing. There is like I gotta go excavate.
I've done that before when it was a very it was probably the most unfun time that I've ever had doing sex. And the condom was left in her because my erection was like, this is not fun. We're out of
Mhm.
here.
Yeah, because it's like right
And
after.
no, it was like what after there was no I didn't finish, by the way.
Ugh.
I didn't finish. I was just like my penis was like, I'm done. I'm fucking you keep doing this if you want to, bro. You're not doing it with me. I'm out of here. And it just left. My,
I'm clocking
my
out for the
erection
day. I'm
yeah,
not
my
going
erection
overtime.
yeah, my erection was like, I don't know what to tell you, man, but we're leaving early today. And I'm like, no, you can't leave early. You gotta finish your shift. And they're like, nope, we're leaving early. My erection fucking left, and the condom got stuck in there. And then I went in there and fished it out. Like I went in there and
Oh, but
fished it out,
that's
and it was
nice.
well, because I'm polite. I'm a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not
Correct.
that guy. I'm a gentleman. I go in there and fish it out. And she said, I'll get it. I'm like, it's fine. I'm already here anyway. It's fine.
Damn. So your soldiers did not stand at attention at that point.
No, it was
Mm-mm.
just not a good time. Like I could tell you emphatically that it was like, oh God, this is awful. Like I was mentally like I said, this is not a good time. This is not a good
But
time. I
why?
was
Can you explain
it's
as to
just a
why?
lot of dead
The
fish, a
connection
lot
wasn't
of
there.
like the connection wasn't there, but it was just like a lot of dead fish and a lot of like, and then it's like
Dead fish as in the smell of her stank?
No, as
no,
in like
no, it was very hygienic. As far as
Oh,
like
okay.
no activity, no like there's
Oh,
gotta
she
be
was
it's
a
gotta be fun.
starfish.
Like
She
I
was a
said,
starfish.
it's gotta be fun. It's gotta be like there's gotta be like talk. I like talking and I like, and I like even joking
interaction.
around. Even joking, I like joking around. Even then, even in that moment, I like
No,
fucking
stop.
like oh how can I stretch you out this way? Like how far how bendy are you? Are you like I've said things like that in the midst of situations
That's
and laugh.
fine.
So I'm
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I would purposely say crikey if I was Steph's husband. I would say crikey every fucking
Steph,
time.
you
Just
would punch
do
him
you
in the
understand?
face.
Hey,
I
here's
would.
the thing.
100%.
Here's the thing.
He
Here's the
knows.
thing.
He
This
knows.
is the type of guy. This is the type of guy that I am. When Steph and I started recording a podcast, it was like, hey, I'm there. This is Stephanie. Blah 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 blah. Then we got another Stephanie involved, right? Whilst when Steph went to Australia, she left to Australia. She left me, right? She left. And so there was another Stephanie that started recording podcasts with me. And then when we would have Steph, as coming on to hang out with us every so
Right.
often, that's where I started the Steph Anime or Senior, is to separate the two because they were both Stephanie. There was two Stephanies on the show. And
Right.
then one time, a year later, by the way, Steph hated it. Can you fucking not do that? It's so annoying. It's so annoying. And me being who I am, I'm like, deal with it. This is who the fuck it is. And then a year later, I go, this is Stephanie Senior, Mayor Senior, blah, blah. And she goes, oh, there was no pause. Like I got her to the point where I stopped doing it. And she was like, why wasn't there a pause? What happened? What's going on? So she went from hating it to like, why did you not do it? What's happening?
Like
And
I just got so used to the annoyance. I'm just like, wait, something's wrong.
That's how I would be with the crikey, where she would hate it and hate it and hate it. And it would get to the point so much that when I stopped doing it, she'd be like, but you didn't say crikey. What happened? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know if that one would happen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
No.
I'd ever be like, I
But
miss the crikey.
anyways, so I like to have fun, and I like to have fun, and I think and I like to even make jokes and blah blah blah. So when I just see like no enthusiasm, and there wasn't even lack of enthusiasm on her part. She was but it just wasn't clicking, and I was like, I'm out. Mentally, my mindset, I'm out. And the weird thing is, I had tried to get this girl for a while, for like over a
even more
year.
disappointing.
That is
And it was
so
like,
disappointing. When you
legit.
have all these expectations in your head and she's just
And that I would say I didn't have expectations. I just wanted it. I'm like, I want this candy. I didn't sit there and be like, I want
and then when
this
you put it
candy.
in your mouth, it was just
You're like, it was like, it's a fine candy. It's just not. It's not for me.
You're like,
It's
oh, someone
fine.
made this with stevia. Fuck.
But, yeah.
Yes. They made this stevia. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Absolutely.
I'm in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, no.
that's what I didn't want. Anyways, thank you guys for checking us out. That's the podcast. Martika is her handle is Martha Maria Lopez TV.
Yes.
Because she was trying to find a longer handle.
I'm
and
actually
then
trying to
Instagram-
change it to Martica Lopez, but it apparently someone took that handle already. I'm like,
Why do you have?
motherfuckers.
Why don't you get Martika Lopez 97?
0.3? No, because
No, you don't have to say 0.3. You just say 97.
no.
There's just 97.3. Just
Or I could just do it's Martica Lopez. Maybe.
I
Or
like
just-
it's Martica.
Or just Martika. It's Martika. Or not just Martika Lopez.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
It's
but
Martica.
you try to get did Instagram tell you like, hey, you can't make did you try to make a different one like where like it's so long. It's so long. It's so
I
long.
know.
It's so
Yeah,
long.
it
All
is
right.
better for you to just go do nice and short and sweet because
So
that way you
it's-
can just say it on the radio. People remember that shit.
Yeah, it's Martica.
Yeah, I like it. Hold on, I'm checking.
Oh, can you get it's Martika? Is that available? I'd be surprised if that's available.
Maybe. I'm
It
gonna
looks like it is. The only it's Martica I see are like it's Marty's cat. It's Martin. It's some other person. Martha. Name. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I could just
Martica would
do
work.
it's Martica. Yeah, it's Martica or it's Martica Lopez. Because
Well,
Or
do you want to be a
Martica L?
one name person?
Or Martika L?
no, because like everybody knows me as Martica Lopez. I mean, there's a ton of Marticas. Like there's Martica from El Gordo y la Flaca. She was the one that would pour the coffee and shit. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah, then Lopez makes sense.
Yeah, it's Martica Lopez.
It's all about branding, man.
Yep.
Anyway, so
I like
thank you
that.
guys for checking us out. Check out Stephanie's at hello_my dear Watson. Speaking of long
Mhm.
fucking handles, Jesus.
It will
And
change-
then
it will change at some point, I promise. Because my dear
Mm.
Watson is probably gonna adjust.
Mm.
My dear Watson was
And-
gonna be a whole other thing, and like now I'm actually probably adjusting what it's gonna be. So
okay.
rebranding
So-
again. Woohoo!
And I'm also at Nary Science or whatwashisname.com where all my thing is. I'm posting pretty regularly as far as reels are concerned, specifically on Instagram. I post them later on everywhere else, but Instagram is trying to work. Go get my traffic. So anyways, thank you guys for checking us out. Appreciate you. Martika, thank you for hanging out with us again.
Thank
Go to
you.
GeekBro. Go to geekbro.net. Check out the other podcasts on the GeekBro network that include, but are not limited to, Better Let Me Tell You, Chow Like a Best with Mike Valdez, Shiver, the horror movie podcast, Kick Flicks, the martial arts movie podcast that Mike and I do with Jeff, Cramacopia that Jeff does with Q, and check that out, geekbro.net. Thank you very much, and that's how winning